Here. Here. Any conflicts? Item 4, approval of minutes for the meeting September 18th and September 25th, 2014.
I'd like to make a motion we defer action on the minutes.
Second. Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Item A, change order number 2 received from DLV Engineering for the Northcott Avenue Bridge over the Little Calumet River.
This is for a change in the seating and mulching of the area. The cost is $1,520. That we approve the change order.
Second. Motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Item B, indemnification agreement between the City of Hammond and ITR Concession Company, LLC.
Yeah, that's the Indiana Toll Road, and that is for the bike trail that we're building up on 112th that goes under the toll road. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the agreement.
Second. Motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Item C, correspondence received from AT&T requesting permission to perform work at Carlson Drive and Kennedy Avenue.
Yeah, this is to provide phone service to the new Buffalo Wild Wings. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve their digging request.
Second. Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item D, correspondence received from the Hammond Police Department requesting approval to terminate the current hiring list for police officers and institute the emergency hire process, relinquishment of specialty pay due to transfers of Sergeant K. Haney and Sergeant J. Burgos, and the transfer of Officer R. Cobb to traffic with specialty pay.
I can make a motion that we approve all of Chief Doty's requests.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Correspondence. Item E, correspondence received from Attorney Lakeisha Murdaugh requesting the business license revocation hearing for Grand Food Mart Beacon.
Good morning.
Morning.
When does she want to continue to? Oh, it's scheduled for the 6th. She doesn't say where, when. Chris, when do you want to reschedule that for Grand Food? It was scheduled for November 6th, and she's requesting time extension.
I would ask, Christie, the reason we're asking for is they're waiting for the lab results. The lab results usually take 60 days, so I would ask if you could get out 6 weeks.
December 18th. I can make a motion we move this till December 18th.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
December 18th it is. Item F, demolition hearing.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Board. We have several matters for the Board this morning. I guess proceed in order, Mr. President.
Pardon me?
Proceed in order.
Yes, please.
7404 Beach. 7404 Beach. Could you? How you doing? Good. Could you please state your name?
My name is Jared Rodriguez.
Jared.
Yes, sir.
And where do you live, sir?
I live in Calumet City.
Okay. I'm going to ask you when we're done if you could give your information to Corporation Counsel
Yes, sir.
okay? This is on Beach. First one, Chris. Mr. Jared Rodriguez. Mr. President, the city would show that the water is off on the property since April. It's a single-story frame house with missing siding and boarded windows. The garage is missing siding and it's boarded up. The lawn is overgrown. We do have a water bill when it was open sent to a Roger Hutchison in
Yes.
Evergreen Park. Do you know who that is?
That was my cousin that was supposed to be living in the house.
And he is not, correct?
Yes, he is not. No,
Okay,
sir.
are you the owner, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. The city's position is we'd like to affirm the demolition order. So, Mr. Rodriguez, you have the opportunity to present any evidence, testimony on your behalf.
I've just recently got down here, so the yard is maintained right now, and I'm trying to get a contractor right now to do everything that needs to be done. If I can have a little bit of time, I can have everything up to code and everything that needs to be done also.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'd like to show you some photos. Would you agree that the condition of the, not necessarily the yard, because I think you said you cut
The
it,
yard is,
but the condition of the property, it looks like this, is that correct?
minus the yard, yeah.
Yeah, you said you cut the lawn, but as far as the condition of the property, it looks like this. The garage is boarded up.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to show these to the board. What we could do if you wanted to. Yeah,
Is this the house?
yeah, the house and the garage, yeah, the garage has like blue, and I think the house is yellow, all primary colors. What we could do is, if you'd like to, we could enter the order of demolition, and then we would hold any demolition on it and give you an opportunity to pay for an inspection,
That's fine.
$150.
That's perfectly fine.
And then during that time, you can meet with the building commissioner, he can review it.
That's fine.
You'd be agreeable to that?
I mean, yes, I mean, as long as the demolition order is
It's
put on hold.
it's entered, so there's an enter of an order of demolition, but it's stayed. Well, it gives you an opportunity. Our next hearing date would be, status would be
As long as,
January 15th would be the next
that's
date.
more than enough time.
Okay, for you to get the inspection, you can go downstairs and pay for it, it's $150.
That's not a problem. I
Okay.
mean, but what am I agreeing to when I agree to the demolition order? That's,
Well, actually, all you're saying is that you're allowing the board to enter the order of demolition, so there's an actual order of demolition, but it's stayed while you're given the opportunity to get an inspection done and to enter a rehab agreement to get the property back up.
that's fine.
Okay. Mr. President, Mr. Rodriguez is agreeable, I believe, to allowing the board to enter the order of demolition, but we will stay any exercise of the order until at least January 15th, and we'll set it for status for that date. Mr. Rodriguez said that he would go downstairs in the near future and pay for the inspection.
I can do that today or tomorrow.
Okay? You're in agreement with that, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's what we'd like to do, is to enter the order and stay.
I make a motion, we affirm the order and stay it until January 15th.
Could you write that date down for me?
Sure. And then if you could just give your information to
Motion,
Ms. Cantor.
favor?
Aye.
Yeah, was it the correct address that we sent the mail to?
We were over there cutting the yard and maintaining the property, and I sent the sticker on the thing.
Give her your address then. Okay, thank you, sir.
Ayes have it.
That's everything?
Yep.
All right.
Kevin, do you need us back?
Yeah, thank you. 7974 Birch. 7974 Birch. Okay, hi, good morning.
Morning.
If you could just please state your name. We have the owner as Montano.
Yes, I actually represent the bank.
Okay.
The mortgage company. My name is Karen Booyer.
How do you spell their last
It's
name?
Beougher.
Okay. Are you an attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. President, this is a single-story frame house with a failing roof, soffit and fascia, with several tree stumps and debris in the yard. The interior photo shows a hole in the ceiling. We have good service on the owner and obviously the bank. So our position is we'd like to enter an order of demolition. Unless the bank's willing to make repairs.
We don't have any objection to that. I'm here to monitor because of the pending foreclosure action.
What state is the foreclosure? Has it been, obviously it's been filed?
Judgment's been entered.
there a
but we
sale
haven't
date?
run to sale yet. No sale date scheduled.
Would the bank be willing to pay for an inspection between now and January 15th?
I don't.
Are they going to have ownership from
No,
the sale?
they're not going to have ownership until, I don't even know when. I'm not sure that they're going to go forward with the sheriff's sale.
Oh, you don't know if they're even going to go forward with the
Yeah, I
sheriff's
don't
sale?
know.
Given that, Mr. President, and given the bank's kind of position that they're not sure if they're even going to take ownership, we'd ask for the board to enter the new order of demolition over, I don't know if the bank's objecting to that or not.
No, we're not objecting to that.
Make a motion, we affirm the order.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you give her your card, Chris? Your card? Okay, thank you. 4319 Clark. This is for a garage only. 4319 Clark. Mr. President, there has been service effectuated on this and notice given pursuant to the Other Safe Building Act. We would ask that the order of demolition for the garage only at 4319 Clark be affirmed and ordered as presented.
So move.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
3150 Cleveland. 3150 Cleveland. 3150 Cleveland. Mr. President, this is a brick residence. There's been no water since 2012. There's a tarp on the roof, and given the condition of both the interior and exterior of the property that has been presented to the board, we would ask that the order of demolition be affirmed as presented.
Move.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
4729 Hickory, Mr. President, the has passed away. Mr. Rupsich, the attorney for the estate, has contacted us. We request a January 15th date for status. January 15th date for status.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. January 15th.
6430 Madison, the rear structure, 6430 Madison. Mr. President, we do have good notice. We have presented the board with sufficient evidence, I believe, to show the condition of the structure and request that the order of demolition be affirmed as presented.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
914 Merrill, I believe there's a Laura Delgado here today. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. President, the city's position on this property through the building commissioner, of course, is that this is a boarded up frame residence. The siding's coming off the front of the house. The roof is bad. There's been no movement since notice was given, and the water has actually been off since 2006. So it'd be the city's position, and I will, yeah, our position is that we'd like the board to affirm the demolition. Are you the owner, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay. And you received notice?
yes.
All right. Do you live there?
No, I come to request more time to fix the house because I'm waiting on a loan. And
On a loan?
Yes.
When did you become the owner of the property?
2 years ago, but I was fixing another one that I actually need to fix.
Is this your address in Stone Park?
Yes,
Okay. And you received notice there?
yes.
All right. I'm sorry, when did you say you became the owner of the property?
Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago? And you had no ability to fix it up since then?
No, because I was fixing another property that I have to.
I mean, our position is that because, it's the neighbors that are calling and complaining, and
Ma'am, how often do you make it back here to check out the property?
Excuse me?
How often do you come back to Hammond to look at that property?
Oh, I come every 2 weeks to clean the yard and make the maintenance.
Ms. Delgado, do you agree that the condition of the house looks similar to this?
Yes.
I mean, I know it's not snowing now, but, okay, if I could just present these pictures to the board. Delgado, do you have any evidence to present the board photos or anything like that?
No.
How long do you think it's going to take to line up the financing to rehab the house?
Well, I think it's going to take like 3 weeks more because I've been doing since like 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to pay for the inspection today. So I think maybe like in a month, I can be able to start fixing it.
Okay, well, you understand that you can't start anything until you get permits and you have an inspection done, okay?
Yes.
All right, do you have any objection to us entering the order and not doing anything till January 15th to allow you time to meet with Mr. Cook, the building commissioner, pay for the inspection, and then hopefully get some work done on the property?
Mm-hmm.
You agree to that?
Yes.
She said she was going to pay for the inspection today.
Great. So, Mr.
Yes.
President, we would request the board enter the order of demolition and stay it until January 15th.
So moved.
Motion, second, all in favor? Ayes have it. Good luck.
That Stone Park address is good, where she got notice. Good. 1116 Moss. Mr. President, we have, the owner has paid for an inspection. We'd request the January 15th date for a status on 1116 Moss.
So moved.
Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
514 Mulberry. The owner is listed as Delgado. That's not you, is it? 514 Mulberry? No, okay. Mr. President, 514 Mulberry. No one responds. We have given good notice. This is a single-story boarded-up frame residence with failed front porch, peeling paint. There's tires in the front porch, other debris, and the garage in the back has gang graffiti on it, and the roof is failing. Given the condition of the property as presented to the board, we would request the order of demolition be affirmed as presented.
So moved.
Motion? Second. All those in favor? Ayes have it.
6419 Nebraska, Mr. President, we have received notice from Attorney Swords that he would like to enter a rehab. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong. Yep.
Anybody here from Nebraska?
6419 Nebraska.
Somebody here.
I'm sorry. Hi, good morning. Could you please Tell us who you are,
My name is Dawn Roman. I'm the property manager.
for what company? Radical Properties LLC?
Yes.
Okay. And you received notice?
Yes, just recently received notice in October 1st, but he recently picked up the property also. And when he picked up the property, we did require
Who's he?
the owner,
Who's that?
Alfredo Guienda.
Alfredo,
Guienda.
how do you spell that?
Deanda.
Okay.
And before he picked it up, I'm a realtor also, and what we do is request from the city if there's any liens or violations on the property before they purchase it, and they were told there was none, and when they purchased it. So now that he has it, now all of a sudden it's on the demolition list. So he is asking me to request that it be removed from the demolition list because his intent is to fix it up. That's what he does. He has numerous properties, and as Mr. Wayne here, he has done a lot of inspections on our properties, and he can testify that they are all been very nice properties, and that's what we do. But
Look at these pictures, you can see nobody took a drive-by.
Is this a condition of the property?
I believe it is. I'm not the one who sold it to him. Another realtor did. But like, once again, his intention is to fix it up and rent it or sell it.
Fix it up and rent it?
Yes.
And when did you
he-
become the owner?
On April 16th. And he,
For 6 months, nobody's done anything?
yes, he has numerous properties, and because this one had the most work on it, he also has the rental properties that have gone vacant, so he's been working on those. If he had known that this was on the demolition list, that would have been the first thing he would have done. I'm sorry? That's what we were doing, but when he got the,
But it's been 6 months. And the-
right, no, he didn't touch it at all. That is right, he didn't touch it at all, but he didn't know it was gonna be on the demolition list. That would
the
have
other
been
problem we
the
have-
first house he would have touched.
Mr. Roman, the other problem, or Mr. President, the problem we have is that he didn't contact the building department either. I mean, Mr. Cook's here. Cook, have you had any contact by Mr. Deonda or Mr. Roman
We
regarding
just-
6419 Nebraska since April?
Well, we just got the order October 1st. And we checked to see if there was any violations on there, any liens or anything. There was liens, and we paid off, the title company paid off those liens. The old seller paid off those liens. But they said there was no violations. If we had known, for one thing, he wouldn't have picked it up, but now,
If you drive by, I mean, it's one thing to say, are there any violations? It's another to go by and say, yeah, that looks good. We're just gonna leave it like that. Well,
And that's the condition of the property, I believe, today, Ms. Roman testified. Who's the inspector?
I haven't drove by the property.
GM number 6.
And he had no problem, he has no problem fixing it up. That's the first thing he would do, and he was gonna do that but when he got the demolition order, now that has stopped his work. He can do it tomorrow, that is not a problem.
Mr. President,
I did go and order, I did pay for the inspection, but it's taking 2 weeks it's gonna take it's gonna take me longer on the demolition list to get it done than if it were off the demolition list. They would just go do it tomorrow. They don't have no problem. This is what they do all the time.
I don't think being on the demolition list versus being off the demolition list is going to prevent them from getting permits, provided there's an inspection. Given the condition of the home, given the representations by Ms. Roman, our suggestion would be to request that the board affirm the demolition order, stay it till January 15th to allow Mr. Deonda and Ms. Roman time to meet with Mr. Cook. The inspection was paid for on the 20th of October, and that'll be more than enough time, I'm sure, to have the inspection done. And Ms. Roman, just so you know, we don't move forward with any demolition while there's an inspection pending and an attempt to get a rehab
But
agreement.
we just got it October 1st. That's when we got this letter, this month. So we went
You
and,
just got the letter.
Yeah, but you've had the
Been
house.
in possession for 6 months.
yes, that is true. But we pick up properties and.
They're
if we
very
go in
busy, it
order-
sounds like.
Yes, but that's not a problem. If we know,
Okay, but here's my thing, here's my question. You guys picked it up in April. Did you just pay for it and then nobody drove by in the last 6 months to look at it? Because we're 6 months in, and you say you got the letter in October, but that's 5.5 months after you guys took ownership.
yes.
There's nothing been done in 5.5 months.
If we knew that something
I
had to be
can't
done.
imagine being a
You had-
neighbor living next
That's my
door to...
question. Nobody drove by the property. If somebody would have driven by, they would have known that something had to be done.
We
Am I
know,
right?
we
Am I
know
correct?
something has to be done, and it will be done. But, and we would.
You're not answering my question, though.
I'm
You
sorry.
guys took it in April. Nobody drove by for 5.5 months until you got a letter and said, oh, we better go check it out. And now this is what it looks like 5.5 months after you took ownership. It's been 5.5 months and nobody looked at the property. So I think what he's offering you would be a good idea to do. We'll affirm it and we'll stay until January, as long as you guys show some progress.
That's not a problem. I mean, we could, like I said, we could
Well, I
have
just
done
want-
We'll
yesterday.
start by cleaning up the outside.
I just want to make sure you know you've had it for 5 months
Why
and
don't
nobody
you
drove
start
by.
there?
There's leaves from last year in those pictures in April, so I'm assuming we've got 2 years of leaves on the yard, plus the debris. So, Mr. President, we would request the board enter the order of demolition, stay it till January 15th. Mr. Cook, I'm sure we'll get the inspection done well before then, and issue a report, and then you can meet with him to do a rehab agreement.
Yes, I agree. Can I ask something of the board also, a favor or some kind of help for us as buyers and sellers of these properties that are going on the demolition list? It just doesn't seem fair to us that, you know, we're picking up properties and we're not being warned or told that this is on the demolition list, and this is what he's kind of upset about. It's not fair to
Find out
him.
with a phone call.
Could
Just
I-
call over here.
So if you guys are,
That's what we did. We put in what we're supposed to do. What we understand to do is ask if there's any liens or violations on the property. And we were told no.
my question is, if you guys are buying a property, do you ever go look at it before you buy it, or is it just like you throw a dart and you hit the one you want to buy?
This just happened to be this property. We have lots of properties, and this is probably the worst property we've had. And he got it because the real estate agent offered to him at a good deal. So he said, okay, I'll pick it up, I'll hold it, I'll get it done as soon as I can. But other projects came first.
He bought it sight unseen? That's my theory.
Here's the problem with
No,
her.
he has people that go out and look at it.
Mr. President, here's the problem with her request. She's saying, well, you need to give us notice that these are on the demolition list. Here's
Yes.
the problem. It seems that the reason that we're here and that actually progress is being made is that it was put on the demolition list. If she wouldn't have gotten notice in early October, she wouldn't have paid for the inspection. It'd be in the same condition next year whenever
No,
these
that's
busy
not- we
people
don't
would have
do
gotten
that.
to it.
No, that's
Well,
not
you
true.
have done it since April.
That's not
That's the concern.
That's not true. That is not true. Again, and that's okay. If you feel that way and if you see that way, I can understand it. You don't know me and you don't know the company and how they work. And this happened to be like, I guess, one incident with this house because he doesn't usually pick them up this cheap and that bad, but because he did pick it up that way, that's where he let it, because other things have, but I think one of my main concerns right now is if you could help us with this demolition. I mean, when we put it.
We're helping you.
No,
We're
no,
giving
no,
you
hang,
till-
one
till
second.
for January
Like I said, because I am a realtor and I do this all the time, and this is not fair that he picked up this property, and I think they knew because they knew in April. Let me say this. You guys knew in April that this was gonna be on the demolition list because we requested if there's any liens or violations in April, and they told us no. Why wasn't we told in April that it was on the demolition
What
list?
does it
or was
matter
gonna
if
be
it's
there?
on or off?
Because, for one thing, people will not pick it up if they know it's on the demolition list, because
Because they actually have to do some work to get it up to code?
sometimes, well, no, not,
We had a previous conversation in a landlord's meeting, roughly a month ago. I understand that this gentleman buys this property, he doesn't get notice it's on the demolition list, but that doesn't excuse him from not cutting and maintaining
And
the
that's
property.
true,
bringing it
yes,
to a point.
right.
That's what we're asking. So you had it for 5 months, have you been cutting the grass, maintaining the property? Has anyone secured the building, make sure that it was safe, so no kids get into it and cause mischief, start it on fire?
I would have,
So if he picked up the property in April and it got on the demolition list, and you got notice in October, fine, we can move forward from that. That doesn't excuse him from buying the property and letting it sit until the point we get it to the demolition list. If he was to maintain the property.
It was on the
if may I
demolition list
finish?
since April.
If he may maintain the property, cuts the grass, at some point, then he's not gonna get notice, it's not gonna get the demolition list.
And
If you get the demolition
you're
list,
right,
you get
okay?
left- you get left
and
not
you're
getting
all
anything
right,
done.
and I apologize, and it will be taken care of. I understand what you're saying, and I accept everything that you're saying, you are right. But what I am asking is that house was put on the demolition list in April, and he picked it up in April. So you guys knew long before April that it was gonna be on the
That's not
demolition list.
necessarily true.
No?
That's not necessarily true. Those
But-
photos are done in April.
When I asked somebody, how long did it take to get on, he says it's a process. I don't know if it's a year process, but it's a process.
Here we are, 6 months.
No, before, when they put it in on April, when you
All
put
you
it,
have to do is work out an agreement, fix the property.
Yes, I
It'll
am.
Come off the demolition list, and you can sell it.
I understand all that, and that's fine. I'm just asking for future people, for this demolition list, and for people to be, so this doesn't happen again. I do this all
This
the
is a good thing. This is a good thing for the city, that things are on the demolition list. Because
Yes, it
people
is.
then respond,
But
or places
please
get knocked
help us
down.
to know it's gonna be on the demolition list.
You can call down. If this
No,
just happened
we
to be a
did do
time-
that.
Well,
We
it could
did
have
do
just been a
that.
timing thing. It went on in April, you went on in April, you bought it in April. It was just bad timing on your part and our part, that it just happened at the same time. There's nothing you can do about it
I
sometimes.
guess my biggest concern is that you guys bought something and nobody looked at it. If I would buy, I would go look at it before I was gonna purchase something. If it looked that bad, then I would.
Mr. President, what it comes down to is she wants us to feel sorry for the investors.
No, not at all.
I feel sorry for the neighbors,
Right.
who all summer long, when they had people for cookouts, when they had people over, had to look. at
I'm not
this
asking to feel, I'm
because
talking
they
about,
were busy.
I am sorry, but I am not talking about this owner, I'm talking about future people in the future, because I do this all the time for other people.
I don't care.
And I'm
I
asking,
care about the residents of Hammond who have to look at this
and
nonsense.
yes,
Because your clients are busy.
no,
Guess
that's,
what? I'm sorry.
like I said, forgive me, I'm sorry, and we will work on that, and we will do
You
better.
know, the problem is, we're here to deal with 6419 Nebraska. The overall process, you can discuss with the building inspector in that department. But right now, we're dealing with this property. You got the Ferris wheel going. You have until January 15th to resolve the issues, get the property inspected, and move, and get it cleaned up. Because they will demo this property.
I understand, it's not a
Okay,
problem.
And the
Let's
demo,
move on.
And the demo's paid for, so I'm gonna,
We'd
We'll move on
request
your
the-
request.
Yeah, the request would be, Mr. President, to enter the order of demolition, affirm the order of demolition, stay it till January 15th to allow the inspection, and set it for January 15th for status.
Motion, all's in favor? Ayes have it. Please get the property cleaned up. Talk to the property owners, get it cleaned up.
I
That'd be
will
a
do
good
that.
start.
I will do that, but I was asking if you guys would also help.
Oh, you got
And
it.
let us know when, before, when, you know.
What
it's
did I
gonna-
tell you?
When I call
You know,
in,
that's not our issue to deal with
when I
today.
call in, please let me know it's on the demolition
Let's
list.
move
That's
on,
what I'm asking.
Counselor.
6711 Northcott, we do have the owner here present. Mr. Sorge, his attorney, did contact us yesterday. We just want to get the owner's name and contact information.
Jerry Posnack,
How do you spell that last name, Jerry?
P-O-Z-N-A-K. I'm Steve Meeker, real estate agent for
Okay.
him. It's a short sale.
You-
And we have an accepted agreement with this buyer, this gentleman here.
And there is a demo inspection paid for as of 8/26, and I believe it's been completed.
Oh, really?
I think, Kurt, hasn't that been done? It just recently got completed.
Oh, okay. Because I already put the fee on the HUD for the closing, for the bank to pay that at closing, so I'll remove that.
6711 Northcott actually
Yeah.
went through the process once, but we wanted to redo it because there was
A new owner.
different owner, but it had previously gone through this process.
Kurt, you confirm 6711 Northcott's got an inspection done? Yes. Okay. We can get that to you, Jerry, just make sure, or Steve, we can get that to you just so we can get that moving, and then hopefully a rehab agreement. Mr. Sorge indicated that the new owner wanted to enter into a rehab agreement. All right, so, Mr. President, we can move this to January 15th for status. All right.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Ayes have it.
Do you have a card or something? we can- Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
1135, 164th. 1135, 164th. Mr. President, no one appears. Proper notice has been given. We would request the order be affirmed as presented.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it.
2718 164th, 2718 164th Street. Mr. President, no one appears. We request the order be affirmed as presented based upon the information presented to the board.
Is it the same property owner as the last one?
Coletta, it's actually a couple blocks away. It was 1135 Stan and now 2718.
So moved.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it.
722 165th, I believe Mr. Bartholomew was here on that property. That's where we.
Morning, folks. My client's not in town right now, so he hasn't yet paid the fee for the inspection, but we'd like to order an inspection and see what needs to be done, rehab the place if possible.
Mr. President, based on, I believe, on Mr. Bartholomew's conversation with Ms. Cantor, the agreement would be to enter the order, stay until January 15th to allow for inspection.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All in favor? Ayes have it.
255, 173rd, 255, 173rd. Mr. President, this property came up at Mayor's Night as a complaint. This is a follow-up from that based on a complaint from a homeowner. The owner is listed as Mr. Sutherland. The water's off. It's a brick two-story home. It's been boarded up since January 5th of 2012, and there's a leaky a tarp on the roof. Given that condition, we would request that the board affirm the demolition order as presented. Notice has been given.
So moved.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it.
1680 174th Garage. 1680 174th Garage. Mr. President, Bank of America has contacted us. They may self-demo. They aren't here today, so we would request the order be affirmed and entered as presented for the garage only.
So moved.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it.
4609 Oak, I believe Mr. Becerra, the owner, is here present today. This is a frame house with peeling paint and a failing roof. There's broken windows, missing siding. There's debris in the yard, and the garage also has a failing roof. It would be the city's position that the order be affirmed for demolition. We are going to get some photos here for the board. In the meantime, your name, sir?
Jesus Becerra.
Mr. Becerra, good morning. Do you,
Morning.
where do you live?
I live now in this house in the Oak.
You live at 4609 Oak?
Now, yeah, I live in now because it's.
Mr. Becerra, is this the condition of the property currently?
Yes.
This is what it looks like?
Yes.
Do you have any photos or any other evidence to present to the board?
No, not yet.
Okay. And what are your intentions regarding this property?
I want to try to fix it.
You want to try to fix it?
Yes.
Who do you live there with?
I mean,
Who do you live there with?
I live there now because it's my wife died. It died, and I got the other property. And 46 Pine, 21.
You rent that property? Or
No, I don't rent it. That's what happened. I moved to the house because it's the kid in the school. He broken the windows, he broken everything. See, my friend, he lived there in my house, and I moved there. He was to me.
Okay.
And I want to try to fix the house because he don't pay me rent. He got a lot of kids, and I go there.
Okay.
I want to try to move it. I want to fix it.
Mr. President, what we'd like to do is move this property over to January 15th for Mr. Becerra to allow some time for an inspection. Mr. Becerra, do you have the ability to pay for the $150 inspection for the property?
Yes.
Okay. So what we'd like to do is, if you guys could make sure to go downstairs within the next couple of days, pay for an inspection of this property.
Okay.
To allow Mr. Cook to go in and see what needs to be fixed up.
Okay.
And then you'll have from then until we enter an agreement, or at least till January 15th. You have to come back here on January 15th. We'll send you a letter. Did you get the letter we sent?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so just make sure to pay that.
You need a permit to fix
You
everything?
need, depends. If you're the homeowner, you may not, but you'll have to discuss that with Mr. Cook. Because it's on the demolition list, you have to get an inspection first before you do any work on it.
Okay.
Okay? So just the key is to go downstairs, pay for the inspection. Okay? All right, and then Mr. Cook will help you out.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Thanks. January 15th,
When you pay the inspection?
down in the basement where the police department used to be. Yeah.
How much is it?
150. Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah. 4609 Sheffield, Mr. President, I'm happy to report that the owner self-demolished the garage with the mortar hole in it, and it can be removed from the demolition list. 4307 Torrance, garage only, 4307 Torrance. This is for a garage only. It's a failed roof, missing siding. Given the condition of the property as presented to the board and notice being properly given on the Unsafe Building Act, we request the demolition order be affirmed as presented.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it.
7732 Walnut. This also was just brought up recently at a mayor's night out at Kenwood School. This was noticed due to a demolition order being expired. It has been properly noticed now. However, there is an agreement to rehabilitate, which has been made. No?
They never returned it.
They haven't returned the
So
demolition.
it is the order.
I would concur with Ms. Cantor. We'd ask the order be affirmed.
Motion? Second. All those in favor? Ayes have it.
7446 White Oak. I believe that there is a Sam Zabanek, I'm sorry, who's the attorney for the lender. here present, the mortgage company. Mr. President, the owner is listed as Schneider. This is a single-story frame house stripped of the wire and plumbing. There's debris outside and inside the house. The garage is open to the elements. It's rotting and full of debris. We do have photographs. That would be our position, that we request the demolition order be entered.
We respectfully let you put it out to the next hearing.
Yeah, we can share.
We request we push it out to the next hearing. It did go to foreclosure sale in January. We dealt with an eviction through about April, before it was what we believe it to be finally vacant. And then it's my understanding thereafter there was a vandalism claim, insurance claim that was filed that my understanding still remains pending. I don't know what's happened since then. I was going to consult with counsel and see if they'd be amenable to pushing this out till January.
Yeah, here's the condition as of May. I don't think it's improved.
Okay.
It's in pretty, our biggest concern is this. This is where the complaints have been, and there's openings in the home, and there's access. I think that's part of the vandalism issue. And there's, as you can see, the neighbors, I think the neighbors are actually in pretty good shape over there on 74th and White Oak. It's actually a pretty good block. So our concern is just that it's open to the elements. So I guess, and I'll show this to the board as well. The biggest concern we have is that if it remains in that condition over the winter, nothing's going to improve. So it'd be our request to enter the order if you'd like it stayed until January to allow the bank to determine what they're going to do with it. It's just that since you've got eviction in May, there's been no progress.
I mean, I'll leave it to the board's discretion. I do request that we don't affirm the order pending a status of January, at least from my client to further pursue the insurance claim and get everything properly inspected with the city.
Would the bank be willing to pay to button up the back end of the property? I mean, that really looks, where the front doesn't look that bad, but the back.
Have it secured. I will certainly advise them that it is absolutely necessary to get that done as soon as possible.
Who's the owner of it?
It went to sheriff's sale in January. It went back to Bank of America.
Bank owns it, right?
Correct. It is now.
They don't have like a property manager or anybody they contact, or?
They generally would have a property preservation department that they would send somebody out there locally.
And we've had some success with Bank of America, but it seems like our success only occurs once we get the order entered and they know that there's kind of like they're under the gun and they got to get it moving. Then we'll get an email from the property preservation arm of Bank of America. They've been responsive, but it's, yeah.
The garage looks like it was boarded up decades back. The boards rotted off.
So that's our concern, is that I would again, you know, unless there's other evidence that the attorney for the lender has to present that would be contrary to what we've presented to the board, given the condition, I believe we need to enter the order to keep kind of some pressure on the lender to move forward on it. And we would agree to stay it till January 15th, but we'd like the order entered.
So, you want us to firm the demolition order and stay it until 15th of January?
That would be my motion.
Motion? Second. All those in favor?
I can email you these pictures.
Thank you.
814 Willow, this is the old Starp Auto Parts property. It's kind of like Calumet/Willow. What had happened was we had noticed it as an incorrect address. We had to renotice it. It's actually been, this demolition's been moving for some time. I don't believe anyone's here from that property. Hearing no one here, we'd ask the order be affirmed as presented.
So moved.
Motion, second. All those in favor? Ayes have it.
728 Willow. 728 Willow. It's a new owner, Seth Jones. We've given proper notice. The roof is in bad shape. There's an overgrown yard. Water's been off since '07. It was a tax sale purchaser. We're in the process of potentially moving this over to the hardest hit list, but at this point it's not there. So we would request at this time that the order for demolition be entered as presented.
So moved.
Motion, second. All those in favor? Ayes have it.
7534 Woodlawn. Mr. President, this probably at one time was a very nice home. However, since the VA's owned it for some time, there's no gas or electric. Water's been off since '11, and there's a tarp on the roof. We would, seeing that no one's present from the VA, we would request the order be affirmed as presented.
Motion, second, all in favor?
That concludes the demolitions. Thank you.
Item G, order to send order to demolish property located at 1459 Truman Street.
Oh, Mr. President, on this one, there was an agreement to rehabilitate the property, the person is now trying to sell the property, so in order to rescind the demolition order, which has expired, by the way, it's necessary to get a clean title, and I would take the board to approve it to be recorded.
Motion, second, all those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Item H, hearing on property located at 5502 Ellis Avenue.
Yeah, Mr. President, if you recall, this is a demolition action, he had come in and asked for some more time, because we had given him an agreement to rehabilitate, it expired, so we said we're gonna tear it down, he asked for 30 more days. I don't know if there's been any progress in those 30 days.
I tore off all the siding. Here's the pictures. Here's the before, when it was green. You probably had the same pictures. Just get through them for me, please. Yeah, here's the before. I did the garage too. This is after it has cedar siding on there and stuff. I want to stain it and everything.
Basically, we have the siding stripped off. Garage has been cleaned. Is that aluminum siding?
No, that's old cedar.
What was on it?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So we cashed in the aluminum and
oh, no, that isn't aluminum siding, no.
was aluminum siding on it when you took it off?
No, that's not aluminum. And that's how it looks now. I mean, it doesn't look that bad as far as
Manner of speaking.
street-wise.
We've had the outside stripped, basically, garage area has been cleaned up. Is any permits pulled or inspections been done?
They're pretty busy right now with the permit, with the contractors out here, so, and
understand what that means.
money-wise,
Well, that's kind of the issue where we're at.
yeah, I know.
What do you mean you're busy with the contractors wise?
No, I mean, I talked to some, and they're pretty busy right
Do
now.
you have any estimates to show the board?
The estimate, they want a real contract, for me to sign a contract to do the work right now.
They won't give you an estimate?
Right. I just dealt with a couple.
I
Besides,
defer to Mr. Cook if he's got any knowledge of that. I don't see why a contractor would give an estimate on what it would do on a property that we've had on the demolition list. Seems like it'd be pretty easy money.
just talked to Sanchez.
Sorry, just ask for emails.
Gentleman says that you can't get an estimate until they sign the contract with the contractor, which kind of sounds.
So that was with Sanchez. I talked to him. He said he wouldn't.
You won't do an estimate until you sign a contract? How do you sign a contract without an estimate?
You know what you're gonna pay for.
He wants he'd tell me how much, and then he wants me to sign a contract to do the work, and then he'll pull the permit. I'm like, I don't think so.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you get an estimate, you sign a contract, the contractor pulls the permit.
That's what I wanted. I wanted an estimate to bring here to show you guys. But he's like, no, I gotta go to my boss or something.
Just tell me, you need a written estimate, or you're going to another contractor. I mean, as simple as that.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, you'll generate something in writing.
As far as more work, I mean, you can see that I, did the garage and everything and the siding, and I just need some more time.
The house is pretty bad. You got a long road to hoe.
It's not that bad. I mean, that's where I live at, and it's connected. It's on the same lot, surrounded by a fence. It's not bothering anybody, I mean, as far as a public hazard, because it's in my lot.
Can we see the pictures?
Sure. And I live.
The house is still unoccupied, right? Yeah, because it was occupied.
And you live in this house? Okay.
It's pretty bad.
So that's a back house, right?
Yeah.
I
Two houses,
understand.
one lot.
It doesn't look like it's too bad.
Pretty bad.
It looks worse in the pictures?
Yeah, you could, inside the house, you can see outside. I turned the electric off, it was so bad.
Is it on the demo list?
Oh, it's already, order's already been affirmed, we did agreement to rehabilitate, it expired, I mean, this is just one of those.
How long ago did it expire?
August, September, something?
Something like that, yeah. It's been going on for quite a while.
6 months, we always give everybody, this has been going on.
In March, you got the,
Yeah.
sir, because you've had time, you've had since March to do something. So how much more time are you asking?
Well, that's what you told us the last time you were here. And you have a decline letter from the bank? I mean, can you show us something that, you know, that you've been declined at least and that you're pursuing another financing source? I mean, this just can't go on and on and on. They've already, you know, we've already affirmed the demolition and, you know, there's been a rehab agreement that expired.
You're not on the street by yourself for blocks and blocks. People who drive by or walk by are the ones that complain, and that's what we have.
I mean, I believe this case deserves some consideration because the man lives right next door to the house. And, you know, and it's his property, I mean, it's his, you know, it's his investment. But we need to see some activity that the house is gonna be improved.
I mean, have you got other financial people that you've been talking to, that they said, okay, we'll look into it, or come out for you, closer or something? Well, we've been waiting since. Yeah. So how much more do you think you need?
Want to bring it back in January 15th when we do the status on the other demos?
That would be fine, I don't expect anything will be different, but at least at that point in time, we can move forward with the demolition.
You can go back over there and then we'll get to you when we get to the public expression.
What are we gonna do?
Stay until January 15th, Chris? Is that?
I mean, the order's already been affirmed, it's already entered, we could move forward at any time, but if you want, we can set this for status and prepare it on January 15th, but don't anticipate it'll be any different than today.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Sir, if something happens between now and the 15th and you're able to start making progress, contact you guys, Kelly, at least let you know.
Give us some paperwork that shows that there's been some action on there to say, here, I took the siding off. We need estimates, we need copies of estimates.
Work on those estimates, and I guarantee you, someone will give you something in writing. The guy that doesn't want to give you an estimate in writing, just tell him you're gonna find someone else. I mean, that's all you can do.
At least come back and show them there's some progress going forward, at least that you got the contractor, you got something going on.
Going downstairs to the inspections department, go to the bank of windows, ask the girls for a list of general contractors, residential general contractors in the city of Hammond, go off that list. I'll guarantee you someone's gonna give you an estimate what's gonna.
Okay, can I do you have like emails where I could send you pictures and stuff like that, or?
Item I, correspondence received from Mr. David Gretsch, property owner of 7130 Wicker, requesting the rental registration findings entered July 10, 2014, be rescinded.
We assessed him $3,120 back in July. He sent checks covering the rental fees in a form. He's in the military for $400. So what he's asking us is to accept the $400 and waive all the penalties. Since he wasn't here for that meeting, he was in, I don't know, out of state with the military, I think. He was in Pennsylvania. So I don't know what you guys want to do. I don't know, what kind of condition is that property?
It's been a while since I've been in that area. Fairly nice single family homes.
Yeah, he says he keeps them up and everything, and he didn't, He just didn't realize that he needed the rental registration because he's been,
I don't know many citations on it. Check that before it came up.
I'd almost be willing to cut him a break and just accept the fees and send him a letter and tell him that in the future that we won't do this, that he needs to make sure he pays on a timely basis.
Is that a motion?
Yeah.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item J, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearing.
When do you want to set him?
We'll make it the 15th.
December 4th.
To make a motion, we schedule these for December 4th.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item K, correspondence received from Mr. Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, requesting permission to place 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs at the intersection of 165th and Holman Avenue as it is a school zone.
Yeah, I think it's basically, right now it's 35 miles an hour for both streets. So I'd like to make a motion that we accept the recommendation of Gary and change it to 25.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item L, correspondence received from Woodland Child Development Center, 3027 J.F. Mahoney Drive, inviting a member of the Board of Public Works and Safety to attend a meeting regarding parental concerns about the parking lot.
Can't she talk to, what's her name, who runs that place, Shepherd Center? The young girl.
This has to do with the construction of the parking lot for the baseball fields. There's a driveway that feeds into the parking lot, and I think they're concerned about too much traffic in front of Woodlands Child Care Center. Mark Bordish from my office has been monitoring the project and handling everything. I'll have Mark, we've got a phone number to contact somebody, right? And then they could talk about it and see what the issues are.
And would you ask Mark to attend the meeting?
Yeah, I'm gonna have him do it because he's been out there almost on a daily basis trying to get that project moving along.
Okay. Item M, garage sale permit submitted for approval.
There's only one, so I'll approve it.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Ayes have it. Item N, correspondence received from Rex Construction Company Incorporated requesting Michigan Street from Indianapolis Boulevard to Bering Avenue be closed Thursday, November 6, 2014, and Friday, November 7, 2014 for paving and striping.
Yeah, this is for that sewer change over there for that whole neighborhood. We've installed, we've jacked a new pipe under Indianapolis Boulevard. He won't affect Indianapolis Boulevard. He won't affect the state highway on the opposite side. He's only gonna close it for that one block. And he's gonna post a detour to take him over to Summer Street, over to Columbia, and then back to Michigan Avenue for those 2 days. I've already talked to him about it, so I'd like to make a motion that we approve that closure.
Second.
Motion, second, all in favor? Ayes have it. Item 6, matters from board members.
I have a request from AT&T. They're gonna be doing some underground work near the Cabela store on Cabela Drive. This is for the Walmart project, so I'd like to make a motion that we approve their request.
Second. Motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Matters from other department heads or other representatives.
Mr. President, we do have, looks like a citation, trying to find out who the, we have a hearing set for a property, but I don't see these, oh, it's here, okay, sorry. For 228 Conti. Is that something today? Yes. Okay.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My client, this is a house that's been subdivided, and the city would like to see it changed back to a single-family residence because of numerous violations resulting in that. My client doesn't have any objection. He's willing to move forward with the work. We'd just like to get a little bit of time to get that started, get the permits, and fix the place up.
What's a little bit of time?
Maybe if we could get a status in 60 days, is that possible?
January 15th, work for you?
That works. Thank you.
Motion.
Motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Anyone else, any department head or their rep? Yes, sir.
All right, also, I have a order from the judge to get a tree removed.
Okay.
And you are, who you work for?
One of our new guys, sorry,
No, it's on a vacant lot. Ranch is extending over. Actually came through Public Works, they wanted an approval to cut it.
What's the address, just for the record? 14 to 16 Van Buren. So, what's the pleasure?
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Ayes have it. Anyone else? Any department head or the rep? Any new business? Any old business? Meeting's open to the public. Sir?
I received a letter here from 728 Willow Court regarding the property there.
728 Willow Court.
Mr. President, that's the demolition property, the owner's listed as Jones, are you Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Okay, water's been off since 2007, it's a boarded up, single-family frame residence with an overgrown yard, debris in the yard, missing siding, the roof is bad, property's been cited in Hammond City Court and without any compliance from the owner. We had it boarded up in 2010, we had it boarded up again in 2011.
Okay, well, I just purchased that property through the tax sale, so that was before,
When did you purchase it?
that was, I just gotten possession of it this year. And then when I came to, was told that it was gonna be torn down, so, I told them, well, that was it, and they said if I didn't wanna claim, take it off demolition, I told them no, because it was too bad, the condition that I couldn't afford.
So, you don't care if we tear it down?
No.
It's fine with you if we tear the building?
Well, the property that, I had sold the property, sold that there because there's too many, problems with that. I received a letter saying for someone else saying I owed $17,000. It's for someone else before I even, this come from Lake County.
Okay, so you own the property right now?
Yes.
And you don't care if we go ahead and tear it down? That's fine with you?
Yes.
That's what we did.
Now, for the, after torn down, what I'm saying, because I paid the property tax on there last year.
John, can I have a phone number for you? I was thinking maybe I should send this over to Heart of Kids. Can I have a phone number for you, Mr. Jones?
Yes, 708 724 1960.
Good, 724.
1960.
60?
Yes.
Okay. We might have somebody call you about this, but the order has already been affirmed. If you want to stop the demolition, you need to enter an agreement to rehabilitate.
Well,
The Heart of Kids people just contact information.
Well, yes, like I said, I had sold the property, and the guy owed me just a few more $100 before because he just wants he stays next door, 726, and he wants the lot because he's gonna.
So wait a minute, do you own it or did you sell it to the neighbor?
Yeah, I sold it to the neighbor, but I still.
Recently?
Yes. No, not recently. This was July the 25th of this year.
So you don't own it anymore?
No, I still own it, but he still owed me money. That's why I haven't gave him the deed.
Is this an unrecorded land contract? This is a recorded document, a contract between you two?
Yes, right.
Has it been recorded with the recorder of the county?
Not yet,
Okay.
no.
Well, it's not recorded yet.
So, we're gonna tear it down?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, so, he, like I say, he wants the property, so what happens to vacant lot, I'm saying, 'cause he,
It'll be a vacant lot with a lien on it, unless, of course, the Hardin City people are interested in it, then it won't. Like I said, I can't promise anything.
when I'm asking, will he still get the vacant lot by me selling it?
Well, no, but we're not taking the vacant lot. The vacant lot's gonna stay there. Nobody's gonna steal it. It's gonna be there, but it's gonna have a lien on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, 'cause I still had, I'm paying for liens before I even bought the property. I still have liens that someone put on there well before I got it there, you know. And I paid for at Lake County.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Anyone else? Anyone else from the public? Mr. Loxis, would you like to address us this morning? You're the last.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion, second. All in favor? Ayes have it.